Okay, so let's start with the World Bank group. Okay, so what this institution is all about. Okay, so this is an international institution. Okay, and this institution is a global partnership of 5 international organizations. Okay, 5 organizations. Okay, 5 organizations actually partner to form the World Bank Group. Okay, and the purpose of it, here are like 4 or 5 purposes associated. Okay, so the first purpose is to provide the financial assistance or financial loans to countries. Okay, then to provide the policy advice, okay, and technical assistance. Okay, so these are the 3 main purposes of this World Bank group. Okay, and to whom they provide services? This is a question. Okay, so these include the developing countries, okay, like Pakistan. Pakistan is a developing country. Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, or so many countries. Okay, these are developing countries. Okay, and for what? Okay, they to reduce the poverty, to reduce the poverty level in those countries and grow their economics. Okay, so they provide loans. Okay, and on the top of it, they advise policy to them. Okay, to assist them technically and policy wise, how can they grow their economics and get rid of the financial crump. Okay, so this is what the World Bank actually do. Okay, and it's a global partnership of the 5 international organizations. Okay, now let's see what these 5 organizations are. Okay, so the very first organization is our institution is IBRD. It stands for International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Okay, so as the name suggests, the main purpose of this IBRD, this institute, okay, this deals with the projects of countries, okay, where they lend money, okay, to the middle income. Okay, middle income but credit worthy. Okay, this is very important. Credit worthy, whose credit rating is better. Okay, and low income governments. Okay, so the very first name that comes to our mind when we talk about the middle income and low income governments, okay, is Pakistan. Okay, so Pakistan is an example. Okay, World Bank Group actually kind of lend money to so many projects that are happening in Pakistan. For example, the Punjab Canal project. Okay, this is one of the main project of the World Bank Group in Pakistan. Okay, which is funded by the IBRD. Okay, under the IBRD program. Okay, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Okay, so the second one is International Development Association, IDA. Okay, International Development Association. Okay, so what does this institute do? Okay, so this institute provide loans on very low or zero interest rate. Okay, okay, so when we say that very low or zero interest, it means that they lend money to the poorest countries whose infrastructure and economics and financial institutions are very underdeveloped. Okay, very low income. For example, Uganda. Okay, or some other African countries, Zambia, or you can name anyone. Okay, so IDA deals with those type of countries whose income is very low. Those are the poorest of countries. Okay, so IDA deals with those countries. Okay, the third one is the International Finance Corporation, IFC. Okay, International Finance Corporation, IFC. Okay, now it is a finance corporation. Okay, so it actually focuses or deals with the private companies. Okay, deals with private companies to help them grow their business. Okay, okay, in the developing regions. So it partners with the private companies, not with the governments but the private companies. Okay, so the first two actually deal directly with the governments. Okay, but the IFC, the International Finance Corporation, it deals with the private companies to help them grow in the developing regions. Okay, so that is the difference between the first two and the third one. Okay, then we have MIGA. Okay, MIGA. MIGA stands for Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Okay, so it is a investment guarantee agency. So when it comes to guarantee, okay, so this institute offers the insurance, okay, against the political risk, to encourage the foreign investment. Okay. The fifth one is ICSID, okay, and it is the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. Okay, so settlement of investment disputes. You see, it has a group for each dimension of an investment. Okay, it has for the middle income countries, okay, the loan institute; for poorest countries, loan institute, okay, for private companies, a loan institute, IFC, okay. It has a guarantee agency to insurance, to provide insurance against the political risk, like there are so many African countries, Asian countries which are politically at risk, okay, they can crumble anytime. Okay, for example, in Bangladesh there were riots, okay, against the government. The government fell, and a new government was formed in 2 or 3 months, interim government. Okay, then the elections were held and a new government was formed like after 4 or 5 months. Okay, now to mitigate that risk, okay, the political scenarios, okay, they use their institute MEGA. Okay, what they do is they provide insurance against those kind of political risks. Okay, and we have another, the fifth group, which is the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. So where there is an investment, there can be disputes among the partners, among the government and the group, the government institute, any private company and an institute. Okay, so there can be disputes. So this institute actually, it resolves the legal disputes between the foreign investors and host countries. Okay, so it resolves the disputes which are legal, okay, legal disputes only, okay, between the foreign investors and the local host countries. Okay, for example, let me quote an example over here. Okay, so Pakistan actually, for one, okay, we have an area called Rekodek. Okay, it's in Balochistan, a province of Pakistan. Okay, so near Iran, adjacent to Iran actually. So there was a dispute between our government and an Australian company, okay, to whom actually we offered that project for exploration of gold and copper, okay, in Rekodek. But later on there was a dispute that arose between the host country and the investor, which were from Australia. Okay, and this dispute actually went for the International Investment Dispute Center. Okay, and then they penalized Pakistan for some wrongdoings, okay, and gave the contract to some other companies, Chinese company. Okay, so these are institutes which actually resolves any legal disputes, okay, between the foreign investor and host country. So these kind of disputes actually happen in mega projects, okay, over a percent or two investment, or a percent of two interest rate, or these kind of things. So these are over land, okay, or facilities, anything, okay. So there is a special institute for the legal disputes regarding investments.